Hi, I'm Carissa Ricks, and the virtue that I chose to do for this project was respect. Respect is the single most important virtue any person can have. Not only is having respect for others and yourself integral to being a good person, but it is also required to be a good coach. Coaching is centered around serving the athletes we coach. If we do not have respect for the athletes we coach, how can we help them to grow and develop into good athletes and even better people? Showing respect involves being able to accept and show kindness towards others, especially those that are different from ourselves. Respect is rooted in the golden rule, or treating others the way that you want to be treated. Empathy and respect go hand in hand. Being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes helps us to understand the feelings of others, even if we come from vastly different places. Demonstrating self-respect involves expressing yourself and sticking to one's beliefs, even when you are made to feel like you should do something different, or especially when it's difficult. There are many different ways that respect can be demonstrated in coaching. As a coach, the first person that needs your respect are your athletes. As I said before, respect comes from empathy, so oftentimes coaches will need to put themselves in the position of their student athlete in order to best serve and care for them. Some ways that coaches can show respect to athletes are by giving them your trust. Coaching at the college level means that you are coaching young adults and they are able to handle responsibility. Respecting the athlete's time. These individuals are also students, friends, and coworkers. They have a lot on their plate, and we can help them by moving through practice efficiently and making good use of their time. Acknowledging their hard work through both public and private praise. Caring for their physical and mental well-being, and advocating them, whether that be to professors or health professionals. It is important that they have someone who is standing up for them. Respecting other coaches as a coach. It's important to treat other coaches with kindness even when you have different opinions. Refrain from arguing or conflict in front of athletes. It's especially important to communicate with one another so that there are not miscommunications, especially in front of athletes. Congratulate other coaches on their victories and do not try to coach other coaches' athletes. I have seen that this has been a big area of conflict for some people. Respecting opponents as a coach or an athlete. It's important to respect opponents so that athletes may develop good sportsmanship. Congratulate others on their victories. Get to know other competitors. Especially as an athlete, you'll most likely compete against the same group of people for 4 years, so it's a good thing to get to know them. Offer help to each other. In track, a few ways that we do this are you can catch step for another athlete in pole vault. You could offer to catch splits for another coach or help up athletes after a race. One thing that is especially important in sport is to respectfully address inappropriate behavior. This can be with a coach or an athlete. If they're swearing or throwing a fit, help them to move away from others and find their calm before returning to the field. One quote that I really love from Joe Ehrman from the book Season of Life is when he says that empathy is the single greatest trait of humanity that separates us from other animals. All right, then here I have a video from a soccer game where one of the players had her hijab fall off during the competition, and all of her opponents that were near gathered around, made a circle around her to cover her because it was important for her that no one else see her in that scenario. So they showed a lot of respect to that athlete by doing that. Amanda Gorman is a poet who is known for her activism. She advocates for equal rights for women and people of color, and I think this poem is an excellent example of respect in poetry. I think that this poem also is a great representation of how coaches show respect to their athletes. In this section of the poem, she says, "Let us walk with these warriors, charge on with these champions, and carry forth the call of our captains. We celebrate them by acting with courage and compassion, for while we honor them today, it is them every day who honor us." Everyone deserves to be treated with respect. In the United States, we have we have rights derived from our Constitution that promote treating everyone with respect, such as the right to privacy, freedom from discrimination, freedom of speech, freedom from torture, the right to marry, and the right to education. Martin Luther King Jr. was obviously a civil rights activist who wanted equality for people of color. He used his platform to stage protests and give one of the most influential speeches of the century, his I Have a Dream speech. Dr. King demonstrated respect by standing up for those who could not stand up for themselves. Even when he was threatened, thrown in jail, and endured violence, he never wavered from his beliefs because he knew that he was doing the right thing, and ultimately he was killed for his beliefs. At the 1968 Mexico City Olympics, Tommie Smith and John Carlos raised their fists to protest against racial injustice. They used their international platform to stand up against the mistreatment of Black athletes and the racism Black Americans endured. At the time, they were both kicked off the Olympic team and forced to leave the Olympic Village. Many people were upset because they believed that politics had no place in sports, but they knew that they had too great of a platform not to use it. In conclusion, in order to be a coach who puts the needs of others ahead of their own, one needs to respect themselves and others. Treating people with respect includes accepting their beliefs, trying to understand the feelings of others, treating people with kindness, offering help to others when they need it, and standing up for others. Thank you.